Have you ever noticed something strange about your mind? Even when everything around you is fine, your mind isn't. There's no immediate problem, nothing is falling apart, no urgent danger, and yet your thoughts don't stop. Your mind keeps moving, jumping from one thing to another, replaying conversations that already ended, imagining problems that haven't even happened, creating scenarios that may never exist. And the most confusing part is this: you don't even know why. You sit there and think, why can't I just relax? Why does my brain keep searching for something wrong? Most people believe this happens because life is stressful, because problems exist, because something is wrong with them. But the truth is deeper than that. Your mind doesn't need a problem to feel busy. In fact, sometimes your mind is the most restless when life is the most calm. And that's where things get dangerous. Because slowly, you start believing that peace itself is unfamiliar. Silence feels strange. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Calm doesn't feel safe. So instead of resting, your mind creates noise, thoughts, worries, questions, not because you want them, but because your brain has learned something important. If I keep thinking, I stay prepared. Here's the truth most people never hear. Your restless mind is not a weakness, it's a survival system that never turned off. At some point in your life, thinking ahead helped you. Predicting problems made you feel safer. Overanalyzing situations helped you avoid pain. Being alert protected you from uncertainty. And your brain learned a rule: thinking more equals staying safe. And that rule stayed even when you didn't need it anymore. Your brain doesn't update automatically. It doesn't ask, do I still need this level of protection? It just repeats what once worked. So now, even when life is calm, your brain keeps scanning, looking for something to fix, something to solve, something to prepare for. Because a quiet mind feels like a useless mind to a brain that was trained to survive. That's why overthinking feels productive. It feels like you're doing something important, planning, analyzing, preparing. But in reality, you're burning energy slowly, constantly, without realizing it. Your mind becomes tired not because life is hard, but because it never stops working. And here's where it gets even deeper. Your brain doesn't actually want peace. It wants predictability. Peace is unknown, and the unknown feels like risk. So your brain chooses something familiar instead: noise. Even if that noise hurts you, even if it drains you, because familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar calm. That's why the moment things get quiet, your mind gets louder. You start thinking about the past, replaying moments, analyzing things you said, or you jump into the future. What if this goes wrong? What if I fail? What if something happens? And suddenly, a peaceful moment turns into mental chaos, not because something is wrong, but because your brain doesn't trust silence. And until you understand this, you will keep fighting your thoughts, trying to stop overthinking, trying to stay positive, trying to calm down. But none of that works, because you're not fixing the root, you're only fighting the surface. Your thoughts are not the problem, they are the symptom. The real issue is this: your brain still believes you need protection from a life that no longer exists. And until that belief changes, peace will always feel temporary and noise will always come back. If your mind has been running for years, you cannot force it to stop in one day. That's the first truth you need to understand. Because most people try to fix overthinking the wrong way. They try to control their thoughts, silence their mind, stop thinking. And the harder they try, the louder the mind becomes. Because from your brain's perspective, you're asking it to stop protecting you, and protection feels necessary to the nervous system. So instead of fighting your mind, you need to retrain it, not through force, but through safety. Because your brain only relaxes when it feels safe enough to relax, not when you tell it to. This is where the real shift begins. The first step is to stop treating silence as empty. Right now, your brain sees silence as something dangerous. When there's nothing happening, it thinks something is missing, so it creates thoughts to fill that space. That's why sitting quietly feels uncomfortable. Your brain is not used to stillness. So instead of forcing stillness, create safe moments of calm. Start small. Sit for 30 seconds and just notice your breathing. Don't try to relax, just observe. Because observation tells your brain this moment is safe, and safety slowly reduces noise. The second step is to separate yourself from your thoughts. Right now, every thought feels like truth. If I'm thinking it, it must be real. But that's not true. Your thoughts are not facts. They are signals, old patterns, echoes of past experiences. So the next time your mind starts racing, pause and ask one simple question. Is this happening right now, or is this my brain remembering something old? That question creates distance, and distance creates control. Because when you see the thought, you stop becoming the thought. The third step is reducing mental noise. Your brain is overloaded, not because life is too hard, but because input never stops. Phone, notifications, reels, messages, information. Your brain is always processing. Even when you think you're resting, you're consuming, and consumption drains mental energy. So if you want peace, you need less input. Create small gaps in your day. No phone, no screen, no noise, just space. Because peace doesn't come from doing more, it comes from removing what's unnecessary. The fourth step is allowing boredom. Most people fear boredom because it feels empty, but boredom is not empty. It's recovery. It's the moment your brain resets. When you're bored, your mind slows down, your nervous system relaxes, and your brain finally rests. But if you instantly fill boredom with stimulation, scrolling, videos, noise, you never let your brain recover. So learn to sit with it, even for a minute, because in that silence, your mind heals. And the final step is trusting yourself again. Your brain overthinks because it doesn't trust outcomes. It wants control, certainty, guarantees. But life doesn't work like that. You cannot control everything, and your brain knows it. So it keeps thinking, trying to predict everything. But real peace doesn't come from controlling life. It comes from trusting yourself to handle life. When your brain realizes, I don't need to control everything, I can handle whatever happens, it stops overworking, because the need for protection reduces and peace becomes natural. Now listen carefully. You don't fix your mind by forcing it to be quiet. You fix it by making it feel safe. Safe enough to stop scanning, safe enough to stop predicting, safe enough to rest. And when that happens, your thoughts slow down, your energy returns, your focus improves, and for the first time, silence doesn't feel uncomfortable. It feels peaceful. Not empty, not strange, just calm. And that's when you realize something powerful. Your mind was never the enemy. It was just trying to protect you long after you needed protection. And now you're teaching it to rest. If this video made you understand your mind, comment, "My mind can rest." Let that be your signal, not to fight your thoughts, but to finally let them slow down. Subscribe for more psychology-based self-improvement.